So here's a quick one about a guy who, in my opinion, in the long term, definitely dodged a big one. A guy whose girlfriend out of nowhere broke up with him right when she was about to move in with him, claiming that she's polyamorous and he's not, therefore they're not going to work. But you're going to find out that actually she cheated on him and has used the polyamory to make an excuse. I'm poly, so of course I have to have other partners, blah, 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 that type of thing. But you're going to see also that this guy, there were a lot of signs that this was going to happen, a lot of red flags. And this guy really gave her way too much leeway, didn't establish boundaries and check her, and this is what happened. I'll be very good to go over with you guys, showing you how, again, you always pay attention to red flags, a perfect example. And if you have if you live life on this idealistic nonsense instead of reality, this guy obviously wanted to not be controlling and give her a long leash and be that good guy. This type of thing can happen here, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about here. And it just backs up everything I talk about on all 3 channels about how to handle things in relationships. Title: My girlfriend of nearly 4 years cheated on me and says that she's polyamorous. It says, me and my ex are planning to move in together at the start of the new year, since I'd be finishing up school and hoping to find a new job and start graduate school in the next year. We lived together before temporarily for my co-op position, and basically since then we've always had the idea of moving in together. I spent the past weekend with her, and everything was great. Over the weekend we talked about searching for places together and what we'd be hoping for in our apartment. We had sex, laughed, spent some time together, and said I love you all weekend. Nothing out of the ordinary, just a typical weekend. So this sounds really good. And that's the worst thing when you find out somebody cheating on you and they're putting on the show of being loving and affectionate, having fun, all that. I left on Sunday to come home from school. On Monday, I heard from her a little bit. We both have our own lives and don't text a lot. We've always valued our ability to not be codependent and be in constant contact. And again, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. On Tuesday, I began reaching out to some rentals that I was interested in. I sent her a few listings in the morning, but she hadn't woken up as of yet. Around 3 p.m., I hear back from her asking if I had class all day, which, funny enough, my classes were canceled. In my head, I'm thinking, oh, she's coming to visit me and spend some time with me, but that's where I was wrong. Now listen to this part here. He says, I called her after not hearing back from her for a bit to see what her plans were, since I was going to play pool with some friends that night. I asked if she wanted to join us, but responded saying that she wouldn't be spending the night and that she wanted to talk. There you go. We need to talk. You know, it's funny, but usually that's the line that guys say, and they leave it open, and women freak out about that because of the uncertainty, you know? But when a girl does it, that definitely means something's up. It sounded serious, and so I asked if we were all right, and she responded, I'm not sure. What a load of crap. I'm not sure. I love these lines. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel, blah, blah, blah. No, she's 100% sure of what's going on here. She just is not going to say it. Anyway, fast forward a few hours, and I say I'll meet her at the train station and pick her up. In my head, I'm thinking that maybe she doesn't want to move in together, which I can understand if she needs more time to think about it. I pick her up at the train, and we talk in my car, and she basically says that she thinks she's poly, and she knows that I'm not, and thinks we should break up. Isn't this the same guy who said the weekend before, this amazing time and a blast? Well, sounds like something changed and something happened. But then again, someone like this, I would say there could be things going on all along, as you're about to see. Previously, we had discussed that she thought she was poly, but she later said that it was just a crush and we moved forward. Smack! Dude, she brought this up before, thinking that she's poly and thinks she may have a crush. That's grounds to break up. You don't be in a relationship and your gal has a crush on some other dude. In fact, I'm telling you about that. No. And the fact that she thinks she's poly, that's called testing the waters. Like dipping your foot in the freaking pool or the ocean to make sure it's not too cold before your shins and up to the knees, and you finally jump in. No, it's already here. But there's more. It is a coworker of hers who I know and have spent time with, and who I thought was a good guy, and their close friendship didn't bother me. I suggested that if she wanted time apart for herself to discover herself, that we would have a break and eventually rediscuss what we want out of the relationship. Smack! So, she hangs out with other dudes, and he knows this guy, and he was allowing her to hang out with other dudes because he obviously didn't want to be controlling and all that. And look what giving her a long leash did. He says, seeing as how all this came on so quickly and out of the blue, I decided to pry a little more and see what's going on. She goes on to say that she saw the coworker the previous night and they crossed the line. I pry a little more and she reveals they had SCX. Remember that whole, I think I might be poly talk earlier, or her having a crush on somebody? That's a sign of what you have to come. She said she went out over after work as they didn't have many a time before. But this time she wasn't feeling great about our relationship and talked to him about it. She said that he comforted her and the tension between them led to SCX. Oh yeah, I'm sure he comforted her. Come on over, we'll talk. Have a few glasses of wine. Yeah, no problem. Let me give you a massage. You look a little tense. And next thing you know, he's plowing her from behind. I think there was a lot more going on what she's saying here. I think this is trickle truth. But this is what this poor guy, I feel bad for him. There were signs, and he should have ended it with her, and I feel bad for him. But on the other hand, I feel bad that this is happening to him because it's heartbreaking if you love somebody, but look at all the signs, and he just let it go. I asked if she regretted it, and she said that she regrets doing it at that time, but doesn't regret doing it. Oh, thanks. I'm glad to see these 4 years meant so much to you. I told her how much this hurt me, but while I'm saying this, I haven't shed a tear. Good, don't let him see it cry. I'm mostly in shock and not convinced this is happening. She says you can yell at me, and I respond that I'm not going to yell. She reiterates that she wants me to yell at her, but I don't because I'm not that kind of person to hurt someone and get angry at someone. Smack! She wants you to yell at you because she knows she's being the a-hole. But clearly, this guy's always been Mr. Nice Guy, has turned her off by this nice guy shit. I had a girl once, 24 years ago, when I was in my nice guy stage, before I learned reality, this girl walked all over me. At one time she told me, I'm walking through the streets of Boston, I was visiting Boston with her, and she tells me to yell at her multiple times because she wanted me to act like a man, put her in her place. That's what women say when they want you to act like a man and put them in their place. This guy clearly, although a good guy, was turning her off by his nice guy behavior, and look what happened. Yell at me. Says everything. She gives me a spiel about how she loves me, that she's setting me free, and it's not you, it's me, cliche. When a woman says it's not you, it's me, bullshit, it is all you. Obviously. I want to set you free. Yeah, she wants to set you free so she can go hook up and get in a relationship with her coworker. I barely slept last night thinking over things. I've been crying all day today, barely keeping it together in my classes. I've been rethinking parts of a relationship and all the things I should have seen that led up to this moment. I ignored those red flags because I always thought she wouldn't cheat, our relationship is great, and we're planning to move in together, and I trusted her. I trusted her to talk to me about issues within our relationship so that we could work through them. I trusted her not to cheat on me because I love the idea of us being both having close friendships with other people. Smack! Hear that? When people live their lives based on how they think things should be versus how reality is, they often get hurt. And there's a certain political group that tends to do that a lot more than doing them and make sense of what works. And look what happens when they set laws and policies. But anyhow, no, dude, you didn't deserve this. This is I feel bad for him. But again, you were the nice guy and you got stomped on. It really sucks to be blindsided by someone I called my best friend for 4 years and someone I was planning to move in with and start a life together. You can't be best friends with your girl. Women say all the time, I want a guy that will be my best friend and my lover. No. Because best friends don't give you the butterflies and the excitement and the unpredictability that they all lust for, okay? You could have a relationship with a guy, but he'll be your friend, but not your best friend, your BFF. And right here, he doesn't get it. It doesn't work that way. I feel like I have so much of my life now to rebuild. Everything that I had in my mind in the future is now up in smoke. I've already booked a therapy appointment for next week, an STD test, and I signed up for a kickboxing gym. Good for you, bro. We'll help you. I know in the future things will get better for me. I'm just not sure how and when I'll be able to trust another partner fully again. And this is how RP guys are born. This is how bad boys sometimes are born by being their hearts stomped on. Really. And he spent 4 years of his life with her from like 18 to 22. That's a percentage. That's a chunk. Probably the first serious girlfriend. This is what he gets. If you got to this point, thanks for reading. I know it's a lot of text, but I just have a lot in my mind right now. I'm still processing everything. and I'm hoping for anybody's thoughts or advice. I don't have anyone in my life who has been cheated on to talk to about this or knows exactly what I'm going through. Is she really poly, or she's using it as an excuse for her cheating? Dude, there is probably very few guys out there that have been cheated on at least once. So a lot of people know what you're going through, that pain, that feeling betrayed and all that. Regardless of the poly thing, it's bullshit. She's just saying that as an excuse because she just wanted to be accountable for cheating on you. So she can say, I'm poly, therefore I couldn't control myself. So blame the poly, not me. Because you know the joke about the gals and accountability. And also she can blame that on the breakup. And I also think she probably was freaking out about moving in with him. That's another thing there. And then there's a whole other question. Has she been cheating with this guy all along or somebody else? It's a very good possibility. So guys, although dodged a big one, be careful. They start showing signs that being attracted to other guys or talking about dipping their toe in the pool, if you will, about open relationships or polyamory crap. That is a sign, run, because it's only going to lead to something like this. I've seen this multiple times in different stories I've covered in the different channels. So I want to keep you guys out of that kind of harm.